The month of May has started, and that means we've got new PlayStation 4 games to look over, and in this video, I take a look at what games you should have labeled as a buy, and then what games would probably be better off waiting for a sale on. You guys might be a little bit surprised with some of my picks, so let's get right into this. First off, we've got 3 games in the buy category. Dark Souls Remastered, I would have to say, is a buy. We already know what we're getting here. Dark Souls 1 was a great game. To many, it's the best Dark Souls game. It's coming at a budget $40 price point. You're getting the DLC on there. If you're a Dark Souls fan, this is one to buy, especially because if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber or if you have Best Buy GCU, you're getting it for only $32. That is the perfect price for a remaster like this. Dark Souls Remastered will be coming on May 25th. Now, the next one might surprise a lot of you guys, but I do have to preface this by saying only buy this game if you already had a high level of interest in this game, and that is Dragon's Crown Pro. Now, you might be thinking, hey, this is a remastering of a PlayStation 2 game on PlayStation 4. How can you justify spending $50 on a game like this? Well, let me explain. Vanillaware has already released a remaster on the PlayStation 4 in Odin Sphere Left Tracer. That game released 2 years ago, and guess what? 2 years later, it is so hard to find a discount on that game. It is still going for around $40, so for me to say wait for a sale on Dragon's Crown Pro, honestly, I don't know if that sale is ever gonna come, given what we saw with Odin Sphere Left Tracer. If you have interest in this game, I would just say buy it right away. It's a remastering of a PlayStation 3 game on the PlayStation 4. $50 is a steep price, so why am I telling you to buy this one? But I also want to say with Dragon's Crown Pro, if you have medium or less than medium level of interest in this game, I would say avoid it. Yes, to me, it was a really good game, but just on the surface, I just think $50 for a remaster is too much, especially a remaster of this level, a 2D action RPG. I don't know, if it was $30 or $40, that would be a much more palatable price point. But at $50 to me, it is a little bit expensive. But like I said, I can't really say wait for a sale on this one because I don't think that sale is gonna come. And then finally, I gotta say, the downloadable title in Moonlighter, that's gotta be a buy. This is one of the underrated and unsung upcoming games, especially of May. This is one of my top anticipated games, and the game itself is an action RPG with roguelite elements that demonstrates 2 sides of the coin, revealing everyday routines of the main character Will, who's an adventurous shopkeeper that secretly dreams of becoming a hero. This game has such an awesome art style. If you're a fan of old school games, this is gonna be right up your alley. And I believe it is releasing at a budget price of $19.99, so at that price, I would say definitely buy. There's rumblings it might be $29.99, which that sounds a little bit expensive, but $19.99 would be a perfect price for Moonlighter. Moving on, let's talk about the games I would recommend to wait on a sale for. And right away, you guys might be asking yourself, where was Detroit Become Human in the buy section? Well, that's because I'm not putting Detroit Become Human in the buy section. I'm putting it in the wait for a sale category. Look, if you're completely absorbed in Quantic Dream styles of experiences, then by all means, go ahead and buy Detroit Become Human. But those games are very divisive. Some people will love them, some people not so much. And the thing is, unlike a game like Dragon's Crown Pro, where we have history of those Vanillaware titles retaining their value, we don't have that similar history with PlayStation 4 exclusives. I mean, look at a game like Shadow of the Colossus. That game already saw a discount. I don't see Detroit Become Human doing incredible business like a God of War or a Horizon Zero Dawn where it justifies maintaining its price point. This is a game I could easily see being $39.99 by July or August. I should mention that there is a demo available right now on the PlayStation Store, so give that a look, and if that really does sell you, then by all means buy Detroit Become Human. It'll probably be a very interesting game. I just have a hunch that this one is going to drop in price rather quickly.
Broadcast recently from the Stratford Tower.
Different locations were hit in what seems to be a coordinated attack.
This is an alarming situation. Could our machines now be turning against us?
Violence is the only language humans understand.
Numerous storefronts have been broken, with cars vandalized and set alight, leaving many Detroit neighborhoods in chaos.
We're getting reports that hundreds of androids have been stolen from CyberLife stores.
Next up, wait for a sale on Killing Floor Incursion, the PlayStation VR title. It's a PlayStation VR title with not a lot of anticipation on top of that. I very much see this being in the bargain bin rather quickly. Yes, Killing Floor has some sort of name value to it, but this isn't your traditional Killing Floor experience. This is coming to PlayStation VR. I foresee this being heavily discounted by summertime easy.
Action. In 3,
It's up to us.
2,
Yay!
1.
Go team.
Should be easy peasy. Are you having a blackout? A seizure?
Do not die.
That will not improve your situation.
Next up, we've got Space Hulk Deathwing Enhanced Edition. This is a port of the PC title Space Hulk Deathwing, and I was a bigger fan of the game than most people, but let's talk facts. This is an older game. It's currently sitting at a 60 on Metacritic. This is a game that's probably not going to sell all too well, and again, it's going to be discounted pretty quickly, and even with the quality that Space Hulk Deathwing offers, I wouldn't say it's a game that's worth full price. This is a game you buy discounted. If it's $20 or less, by all means, go for it. If you're a fan of first-person shooters, it's got a pretty interesting single-player campaign, but anything more than that honestly would be spending too much. It released on May 22nd.
The sons of the lion, repent, for tomorrow you die!
I would also say that Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr is a game to wait for a sale on. Now, this game actually looks really good. This might be one of the sleeper hits of the month, but I just don't know how this game is going to translate onto the PlayStation 4. It utilizes a top-down camera, however, it does focus heavily on action, both melee and ranged. It's got a leveling system and different playable character classes, very similar to Diablo. Considering that Diablo is available on the PlayStation 4, I just don't know how many gamers are going to jump in on this one. Again, this is another game I could see it being discounted rather quickly, but a game to definitely keep your eyes on. I would recommend to add this one to your wish list and monitor the price closely because this could be a sleeper hit. Next up is a game that I'm personally very excited for. I was tempted to put this in the buy category, but I just went with a wait for sale, and that's City of Brass. City of Brass is a really cool dungeon crawler set in a procedurally generated Arabian Nights themed city of interconnecting corridors, courtyards, and rooms. Now, right away when you look at the gameplay, it's very interesting as you have the main character wielding a scimitar in one hand and a whip on the other hand, and using both of them in gameplay looks very interesting, and switching between the two, it looks to be a really solid game, and we're gonna find out how this game is very soon as it's releasing on May 4th. Currently on Steam, it is in early access and it's available for $24.99, and of the very few reviews it has, 77 in total, it is 97% positive, so this could be a very surprising game. $24.99 isn't a crazy price, so like I said, I was very much in the border of putting this in the buy section, ended up putting it in the wait for sale category, but this is one that could turn out to go in either direction. Again, it releases on May 4th. Next up, we've got EVERSPACE. This is a for sure wait for sale. If you're looking at the gameplay, you might be enamored by the game, but just keep in mind, the game is available on Steam right now. It's $29.99, and it's got a relatively mixed reception, so it translating over to the PlayStation 4, you have the worry of how this game is going to make that transition, and then you also have the worry, is this game even going to gain any traction? Again, another game I see going cheap pretty quickly. It's releasing at the end of the month on May 29th. So that is going to conclude this video. Again, this is just my input. Maybe some of you guys greatly disagree with me on this, but usually I'm pretty good at predicting how these games are going to do from a commercial standpoint and how they're going to turn out pricing wise. I think I gave valid reasoning on if you're interested in Dragon's Crown Pro, yes, that's a surprising inclusion in the buy category, but you're probably not going to be getting it cheaper if Odin Sphere Left Tracer is any indication. Last month I did tell you guys to wait on Extinction, and you guys saw how that game turned out. I could see that one being in the bargain bin really quickly. So yeah, sometimes I'm wrong, but more often than not, I do think I have a pretty good idea of how these things are going to turn out. Sound off with your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.